All right, Toby. What do you think happens in Lost in Time?
So I know this is probably going after a different sci-fi trope, but I'm going to say this is the caveman episode where caveman Buzz has to fight caveman Zurg, and they just bash each other over the head with rocks.
You keep getting so close to episodes that aren't the one you're talking about.
What the fuck? Fucked up. I'm like that one cat from Adventure Time.
I have approximate knowledge of many things.
I have approximate knowledge of many things.
What do you mean they're putting Pilk in car engines?
Welcome to Infinity and Rewind, a Buzz Lightyear Star Command. I can't.
Well, they're putting Pilk in car engines because, what else are you gonna put in car engines? Oil? Fuck that, dude. You can put so much... You can put... The world is your goddamn oyster.
Fuck crystallic fusion. Pilk is the power of the future. Anyway, welcome to Infinity and Rewind, a Buzz Lightyear Star Command rewatch, review, cultural contextualization, whatever, podcast. I'm your co-host, Victor.
I'm your other co-host, Toby.
And I'm Alexander. I'm also here.
So, this time around, we watched Lost in Time. What was the production code for this one again?
This one was production code 002, meaning it was the second one ever produced. It was also the first one that aired on the ABC Saturday time slot. Technically, what the fandom for a long time knew as Season 2, but technically it's just the 13th one aired, but just on a different channel.
Yeah, the airing structure of this show continues to be bizarre. Anyway,
Yeah.
What happened in this episode?
So this episode starts off with Zurg chasing down the team. He has a bunch of, robots. I think they're called Hornets, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes.
A bunch of the Hornets, chasing after them, and they're doing a bunch of different maneuvers where they're showing off, the different sort of support things that the team does for the spaceship. All while Buzz is very much being maybe one of the worst drivers I've ever seen in my life.
Doesn't it start with Mira asking him, or telling him that he should have stopped and asked for directions?
Yeah. Which, you know what? Yeah, I get it.
Not that Mira would ever ask for directions, but...
So true. So true. So they get into this firefight where, in the end, Buzz finds out that there is a black hole that they're about to get really, really close to, and he's just like, I got it.
Taking us full throttle into that black hole.
You're what?
He leaves the team to take care of the large ship while he gets into the smaller, escape pod looking thing.
The little shuttle.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
little shuttle. That's the word I was looking for. The little shuttle to try and goad Zurg's ship into the black hole.
While he tries to do a slingshot maneuver to escape.
Yeah, which works, but doesn't work, because he gets also sucked in. And turns out, because of time stuff that happens with black holes, he gets slingshotted 1,000 years into the future.
I think that's what they say, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, where he wakes up and is in the middle of a museum dedicated to him, where he sees his friends had a pretty awesome life. Mira becomes president. Booster, I forgot.
He becomes the commander.
He becomes a commander, and XR
Tsar with a mustache.
just has a really cool mustache.
Mm-hmm. He's specifically shown that, it's because you tricked Zurg into going into the black hole, there has been, 1,000 years of peace.
Yeah, literally all the evil in the universe went into that black hole with Zurg.
Even the people who are still criminals in the past just decide, well, what's the point? Let's just be good.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
They shuttle him down a little tube and shove a visor over him to show him what he's missed, and with a little announcer voice doing it, which I only am bringing up because... Would you like to quote what the announcer says at the end?
The announcer ends with a read for their sponsor. I don't remember the name of the sponsor,
Brought to
but
you
it's
by Bobo's,
home of the Hamsteak.
God.
Isn't it important at all? I just think it's a funny note that they put in for some reason.
That line read gets me every time.
And so he's just in the museum now that's dedicated to him. Star Command has been decommissioned. There's nowhere for him to go back to, basically.
Mm-hmm. So he's just hanging around this museum with this informant, I guess museum curator dude, and he stumbles upon this little scene where a bunch of kids are very excitedly reacting to a robot version of Buzz saying slightly wrong things that keeps bugging him.
To infinity and even further.
Yeah.
To infinity and more infinity, etc.
And he has to go in and correct it because, you know, he's like a man on the internet seeing something, getting something wrong in a YouTube video.
To be fair, if somebody was getting my catchphrase wrong in a museum, I would also be annoyed.
But then he also just like starts correcting all the like Star Command facts and whatever. The little kids like challenge him about, are you really the real Buzz Lightyear? Tell us like how you defeated warp dark matter in something 4.
Zeta Beta 4.
Zeta Beta 4, and he's like, well, it was Zeta Beta 2, and here's exactly how I did it.
And so these kids continue to like talk to him, ask him questions and stuff like that until the museum closes. And then the curator is just like, hey, we've been looking for more people to like help out. Do you want to stick around and I guess crash in the museum?
Yeah.
And Buzz is like, okay, sure. So the next day, the kids come back. He's trying to fix the robot to say actually correct things and is getting increasingly wrong. And the kids start asking more detailed questions about Star Command and certain things. Like, you know, where's the cannons at? What's a good place to, like, get in just in case, you know?
How do we bypass all its defenses? Like, it's been 1,000 years as far as you know. It's totally fine to tell us little kids that now.
Yeah.
And I just love the line of like, these are very complex questions for children to ask, and the curator being like, they're gifted students.
Yeah. This is some very complex questions for second graders to ask. For second graders and a cat. Because there is a kitten named Buttons that one little girl is toting around.
Oh, yeah, there is.
I love Buttons.
Buttons is very cute. And then they pull back and, oh no, it's actually a setup from Zurg. And he's actually captured the rest of the Lightyear team, where he is so catty.
Peak Zurg episode.
Oh yeah. He talks to his little cronies about moving Torture to a different time because he has other stuff that he needs to get to. And he finally gets to where he was keeping the team, which, like you said, if this is like another introduction episode, this is where they really did like the introduction of the team, where they had very specific tortures where like XR was like being pulled apart quotations by these super strong magnets, but it was more of a massage for him. Took that man to the chiropractor, and then Booster was in this unbreakable prison
Bounce house.
Bounce house.
That was basically a bounce house. And Mira was held in this box that anytime she could breach, it would just play a very loud, obnoxious sound that she could sort of block out, but not exactly.
Yeah, it was supposed to distract her from being able to use her powers.
Mm-hmm.
And Zurg makes a point of saying their full names and, was it full names for Booster? I don't know. Saying their names and like what their role is on the team, basically.
What their powers are.
What their powers are. Just like, this is who you are. This is what you do. It's the intro episode. This is the only way we can introduce like what you do and who you are.
Yeah, they had all escaped the pull of the black hole. Buzz had been knocked unconscious, I guess. So Zurg took this opportunity to put him in a soundstage. Trick set up very, very fast work to set that up.
Oh, yeah.
The team thinks he's going to torture them for information. And they're like, we'll never talk. And he's like, oh no, Buzz is doing all the talking for you. He will not shut up. And just shows them what's going on.
And there is Buzz telling all these kids literally the most classified information you possibly could. And they're just like, oh, that's not good.
Zurg goes back to check on the grubs, and they're having a party, and he just uses laser vision to burn up all their party blowers and stuff.
Yeah, his eyes glow red. He's glaring at them, and then suddenly every party hat and noisemaker is reduced to ashes.
But it turns out the grubs are partying because Buzz has told them the one secret.
It's a refuse hatch.
The thing that basically will cause a chain reaction explosion and destroy Star Command.
Death Star rules.
Death Star rules, yeah. And Zurg's just like, perfect. Get me a party blower. We're celebrating and we're doing this right now.
And so slowly, Buzz starts to catch on that something's off.
That's not even what happens, no. First off, XR's just like, oh, this is actually starting to hurt now. Hey, Mira, can you access the controls at all? And she's like, maybe, why? And he's like, make this even worse for me. And she's like, what?
Turn it all the way up.
I have a plan, and I hope it works. And explodes out of his, like, casing in order to, like, bounce around and basically destroy the controls and, like, let the other two out.
Yeah, his head goes flying.
And so they're able to escape and try to beat up some hornets to get some makeshift guns. Meanwhile, Buzz is still totally convinced of the ruse
That's right.
until he messes with the suit on the animatronic and is like, and this is where the laser would be. And then he presses the button where the laser would be and it fires his actual laser.
Blasts a hole in the wall.
Oh yeah, and there was just like that hornet that was on his fucking coffee break.
Yeah, eating a donut.
He's just like, oh, this isn't a replica suit. This is actually my real suit. Anyway, I hope no one got like hurt. And he like pokes his head out through the hole, and he just realizes he's being Truman Showed, basically.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's when it's like, oh, whoops! All these children are actually little tiny hornets, and they all start attacking him.
Their faces split in half.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I did not know that they had many hornets. Those were some...
I think this is the only time they show up. There's a couple variations of Hornet.
Yeah, I
The
don't
little ones are fun.
remember these guys showing up again, but they are designed. They look like Funko Pops style, like hornets, or not Funko Pops. The other things by the same company.
Nindoroids?
No, different.
Oh.
That's a different company.
Oh,
But
I don't know.
anyway, that's when Buzz is like, okay, it's time to fight, and the team shows up and it's like, okay, time to fight.
Yeah, and so another pretty good choreographed fight between the team and these mini hornets, which I think, if I remember right, ends with the team just barely escaping.
During the fight, XR sneaks over and finds the thing he can plug into, like
That's-
a USB port functionally, and he's real weird about it.
Mhm.
Then that goes unmentioned until after the fight.
The team escapes, but Zurg is told, no, it's okay, Buzz is still, like, here, we still have him. You know, the horns bring him in, and it turns out that's not actually Buzz, that is just...
Oh yeah, it was just the robot.
That is just the animatronic, but, you know, it doesn't matter, it's too late, that missile is on its way to Star Command, and, like, it knows exactly how to bypass the defenses, and Commander Nebula is, like, seeing this happen, just like, oh, we are so screwed.
Yeah, we are fucked. Zurg also gets to use his laser vision a second time to explode Buzz,
Oh yeah.
robot Buzz, and then throw his head down.
Meanwhile, actual Buzz is on his way trying to stop the missile from destroying Star Command by, how did you describe it?
Doctor Strangelove style, like he's riding the rocket. He like uses cartoon physics to like pull it off its trajectory seconds from it, you know, hitting the
Going into
refuse hatch.
Yeah, going into the hatch. And that's actually like the final little bit that they put in the intro theme where he is actually saying to infinity and beyond while riding that rocket. He's talking to the commander afterwards on their ship, and the commander's just like, you did a good job out there, Buzz. And Buzz is like, I did kind of do a bad job, actually. I did spill a bunch of priority secrets, and it's like, it's totally okay though, because, you know, your team pulled through, and it turns out that the stuff that XR was doing in the background was downloading all of Zurg's like secrets.
Oh yeah.
And so Star Command is like on even ground with Zurg, basically.
They both know all of each other's weaknesses.
I
He came,
I
saw,
I
interfaced.
Oh, that's a terrible line. I hate that.
I love that line. It's stupid.
It's so good.
It scares me. I don't know why.
That's okay.
And then they do the classic intro episode thing of ending with the Buzz going to infinity and beyond and shooting off into space.
He says to infinity even further. Nah, it just not the same. And then the episode ends.
Oh, right.
He's trying it out.
And it sucks.
Wasn't good.
Yeah.
That's the episode.
That's the episode. It's a very quick summary for a very basic intro episode.
Most of the benefits are in the little fiddly details. But, I mean, it's a pretty good episode anyway.
We'll be getting in those fiddly details.
After our break.
See you.
Bye.
Hello, and welcome to the intermission.
Hello.
Hi!
So today we've got something a little different. We are doing a little interview with one Tobert.
Oh boy.
We figured that since technically we've finally reached season 2, quote unquote, and since we are rewatching this and seeing how much of an intro episode it is, that now would be a good time to just do a quick review of what we've already seen and ask you like your thoughts on it.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
So I guess first off, just like what episodes so far have you been your favorite?
I definitely think that the Nosferatu is probably one of my favorites. Well, you know me, I really love horror, and Nosferatu is such a fun little guy. I definitely also really like Lost in Time was really fun. I love when I get to see Zurg be a fucker. Same with Planet Destroyer. I think Planet Destroyer was a really, really fun one as well.
Mm-hmm. That one is a very good Zurg one too.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. And main event.
Main event. Oh, main event was really good.
Which of the heroes is your favorite so far?
I think of the heroes, definitely XR is my favorite. There's something about a schmoozing, like, used car salesman of a dude. That's really fun.
Yes.
And the fact that they can get away with a lot of the more adult jokes, I suppose, with him,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of peak.
Yeah. So I am assuming it's Zurg, but who's your favorite villain?
Zurg. You know my theory, and I will stick by this to the end of my days. That is an older gay man. That is a queen who lives in the middle of New York with his mother, and he is just sitting there writing catty letters to his neighbor who he fucking hates. It's great. I love it.
I have an assignment for you,
Oh.
which is by the next time we record, you've got to come up with what Zurg's drag name is.
Ooh, I will think about that one.
I guess speaking of that interpretation, do you have any other particular headcanons you've developed so far?
Ooh, I have a couple of kind of sillier ones. I am so adamant about this. I think Booster and Mira have a little book club where they're just reading garbage books back and forth at each other.
That's so cute.
Mira loves to make fun of them, but Booster's all about them.
Oh, he's like genuinely enjoying them.
Like, he is genuinely enjoying those terrible romance books. Mira is just like, it's terrible. This is awful.
Beautiful. I love it.
Do you have any like theories for what will happen in future episodes?
I don't know. Other than like the theories about the episodes beforehand that I have given you,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what is going to happen. I'm hoping, just going off of like this episode description that I made up, I want to see that goddamn past episode so bad. I want to see Caveman Buzz.
You'll see Caveman Buzz.
I want to know what the hell that looks like. Do they make his uniform out of rocks or sticks? This is so important to me.
Okay, as we have frequently said, we'll get there. Which we'll get there moment are you most like excited / scared for?
Oh my gosh. I'm trying to remember how many we'll get there's we have gotten there to.
Not many. We
Yep.
haven't gotten to many of them yet.
Yeah, we haven't gotten to many yet. We have promised several.
I think a few of the ones where you were alluding to some of the weirder monster designs are definitely up there in terms of like, I want to see what the hell that is.
Like which one?
I think it was another one that was coming up with the doctor character from Beast of Karn. There was going to be some wicked designs that way.
I wasn't sure if you meant like that or something more along the lines of the toilet aliens that we keep mentioning.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, I want to know what the hell's going on with that one.
Because I was going to say, technically those ones aren't monsters, they are people.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say no to that.
Definitely a moment in the design philosophies of this show.
I think definitely we'll get to that I'm most excited for, because like the designs have been very fun, they're very imaginative, super good. I also can't wait to we'll get to that when it comes to type parsec as well.
Oh yeah.
I want to go over what we'll get to that I remember off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Which include Booster has 2 brains, Buzz gets cucked.
Yeah, I forgot that one was just wiped from my brain.
Do you remember any other ones?
It's just disappeared from my head. Can I give you one though that occurred to me that I would love to promise as a we'll get there one?
Okay, yes.
Tiny naked boosters everywhere.
What?
It's true. Actually,
I want y'all to know, like, a lot of these, we'll get to that, is a little bit like, you're in the middle of a conversation with somebody. They put a gun on the table. They don't acknowledge it. They continue the conversation.
I end up doing that in conversations a lot. Last night I was talking to a friend. We were talking about like how sometimes people will like store food in ovens.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, oh yeah, that's how I ended up eating extremely burnt raccoon once, and just continued on.
Wha-
And he was like, you have to explain that. You can't just say shit. And now I'm not explaining it.
Awesome. Honestly, more Lord Explorer of yours later.
Oh, the insistence on the boys only mission where they all have to be naked.
All right, so they go to Vegas.
I mean, they do have
That's
a
a
Vegas.
different episode.
What? What?
They have a Vegas planet. They do. It's called Mahamba 6, I think.
Yeah.
Alright.
Several episodes take place there.
Oh yeah, we've also promised we'll get to that Russian McDonald's episode.
Yes.
Yes, the Russian McDonald's.
I've only gotten breadcrumbs when it comes to the Russian McDonald's one.
Mm-hmm. Is there any like character things you're looking forward to? Like any like things you want to see of the characters, like regardless of whether or not you know they happen?
I would like to actually see more about like Warp and Buzz's relationship. I know there was a tag team which was dedicated to their relationship, but I kind of want to see more.
There's at least one more. Probably more than that, because that is usually what it ends up being if Buzz and Warp are like pitted against each other.
There's only one that I can remember specifically that has some good Buzz and Warp stuff.
Which one is that for you? That you remember?
Ancient Evil.
That's the one I was thinking of too.
Yeah, I think that's the only one that comes to mind. So we have you like kind of come up with a off the dome episode summary based on the title, like for every episode. What is just off your dome? What do you think would be like a cool episode to see, or like theme?
I think, because it hasn't happened yet, but it's a very common episode trope for Saturday morning cartoons. I want to see the episode where they shrink the team very, very small to go into somebody to fight an actual virus.
Oh,
Do they have that one of those?
They don't fight a virus.
I'm trying to think of.
It's the one where someone gets pregnant on screen.
Huh?
Oh,
What?
that one.
Hello? Please, it's so fucking dark in this cave.
Enjoy the shadows.
Sorry, I need to correct myself. They don't get pregnant on screen. They get pregnant between scenes.
I guess that's better. All right.
I don't remember what that one's called. No, yes, I do know. It's Rescue Mission.
Yeah, Rescue Mission. That's one of the most easy to forget episodes, despite how fucking weird it is.
No, I remember it.
You remember it because of that.
No, I remember it because the one guy is voiced by the same voice actor as Bushroot from Darkwing Duck.
That's fair. It slides off my brain like, dew on the back of a duck. I forget that one frequently.
That was one that we will get to it, by the way, from a previous episode. I remember.
Great.
Oh yeah.
So I hope you're looking forward to it.
Well, I mean, I guess that's a different spin on the fight of virus. I guess.
It's a getting shrunk down episode.
Yeah,
that's about all it's got.
But that's definitely one a trope that I see often in like kids' cartoons. I'm like, oh, that hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, there's a couple of the tropier episodes that like I'll have to make like a quiz segment about this, like which tropey episode do you get, which one do you not?
Well, what I like is that they have the anime trope one of like Beach episode.
Oh, okay.
That is the Casino Royale one, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. May I give one more? We'll get there, and then we disappear from the intermission back to the main episode.
Oh God, yeah.
Fry Cook Zurg. Anyway.
Huh?
Hello, and welcome back.
Well, hello.
Let's talk about the episode. What'd you think?
I thought it was another really good introduction episode. I know this was the first one of the, quote, second season, but I know you all were talking about how this and then Nosferatu was supposed to be, or at least theorized to be, the introduction episodes.
Right, so I haven't seen this one in a long time, so I hadn't realized, like, how similar it is to Nosferatu in terms of, like, character introduction structure.
Mm-hmm.
Because Buzz is still calling Mira princess, which he doesn't do in any other episode, especially since, she doesn't like being called that. All the characters are introduced, like, by name and, like, what their roles are, regardless of how important they are to the episode. It makes a point to have Buzz end with saying his classic one-liner or have a dramatic scene where he says it. It's also animated by Disney Japan.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so Disney's anime studio, technically, is what I want to refer to it as. So it was actually made in-house, technically, not by a different studio. So you get that, like, classic, high-budget, like, animation from Disney proper.
Yes, crisp.
Mhm.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
really well animated. They also make a point to call back to No Story 2 in this episode.
That's right, yeah.
You know, when they're like cutting back to Buzz like talking to the kids at one point, he's telling that story and how it ends. There's also like a statue of him in the background.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
they didn't have any other villains at that point. So they're like, that guy. That's one of the villains.
And they also had the name Warp Dark Matter dropped because that was the other villain that was in No Story 2.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, and like we know from like an interview that Steele found with Tad Stones that the way that Disney syndicated cartoon series were designed were like they make the entire series first, and then they make a multi-part intro episode after the rest of the series is made, so that they have like best like understanding of what the characters are like.
Mm.
Which is why a lot of the elements throughout the series just get combined into The Adventure Begins. And like what we found out from that interview is like actually what happened was they did make that after the rest of the series, but they made it intended to air on TV and not be released on DVD.
Mhm.
But then Toy Story 2 came out in theater specifically because Toy Story 2 was going to be a directed video release, but it was a theatrical release instead. So they were like, okay, just make your like 3-part intro episode into the direct to video movie instead, which is why they had to redub it with Tim Allen instead of Patrick Warburton, because it was made for Patrick Warburton because it was supposed to just air on TV.
That explains like a lot of the different inflections that was going on with Tim Allen in that particular episode. So that's very interesting.
But yeah, so these are just like 2 of the first episodes that they made from the looks of it, and just like where they were trying to establish the series.
They're really killer establishing episodes. They're really good.
Oh yeah.
And like they're both got their own flavor, which I really appreciate.
And remind me, yeah, the supposed second season was the episodes that was airing in like the coveted like Saturday morning slot, yeah?
Yeah, so when we looked into, what the fandom had always called the second season, I realized that, it didn't air like at a different time period at all. It aired while the other episodes were still airing, but on a different channel, on ABC specifically, which is a more popular channel than whatever UPN is. I had never heard of that one. And on Saturday specifically. We get like the first like technically 11 episodes that aired on UPN, and then like this one was the first one that aired on ABC. So it was the first one to air in that like Saturday morning time slot where kids are more like watch it and get obsessed with it.
Okay.
My theory is that the reason they picked this one over like No Story 2 or a different like one is because it is a very good intro episode in that introduces all the characters and stuff, but also it's very much more of a space sci-fi than a horror sci-fi like No Story 2 was.
Right.
It's actually about Buzz and Zurg as well.
I did look it up real quick. UPN is the United Paramount Network. It is the channel that eventually became the CW.
Oh, I see.
Okay. Yeah. That definitely makes way more sense, and it's definitely going to be interesting to once we get a little bit more into it.
Mm-hmm.
See how many of the episodes had like that bigger budget for season 2 compared to season 1.
Yeah.
Because definitely in the beginning we ran into a lot of more of the cheaper episodes up front. And then as we got further and further into it, we're getting like more of those like more bigger budgets, definitely better animated episodes.
Did you have any other thoughts about the episode? Lines you liked, little bits of characterization? I know Zurg got some really choice stuff this time.
Oh yeah, I just think the little bit where he was talking about like moving things around in his schedule. I don't know what it is about like villains doing that particular bit is so fun to me.
Yeah, shifting around, gloating, and scheming.
Yeah. Of course, you gotta make time like at like 3:30 for torture, but we can always push it off for like tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then I saw interface was insane.
Yeah,
No.
KMI interface.
No!
Well, and his like salacious little like finding the USB port, like don't mind if I do, and like plugging in.
all he was missing was like the little finger wiggles of like finding a good donut. So how about y'all? How does it feel coming back to this episode?
This one was, I always liked this one, but it was really, really good coming back to. Lots of good character moments, lots of good lines. I had a blast with it. I love those freaky little kids and just how like sickeningly cute they are at the beginning. I love the fake after Buzz disappeared stories that Zurg came up with for the rest of the team. Which, plot hole, Zurg, if Buzz like disappeared and the whole universe was at peace and Star Command got decommissioned basically immediately afterwards, what was Booster commander of?
Ooh.
Wouldn't have happened immediately. He just would have been instantly promoted and then instantly decommissioned. Commander
Right.
Nebula just realizes, like, well, Buzz is gone, Zurg is gone, time to retire. You, rookie, you are now commander. She's falling at the door.
Baby.
Aw.
I do also like that he couldn't think of anything for XR to do, like President, Commander, mustache.
Just gives him his dad's mustache.
Yeah,
Honestly,
it's what he would want.
He's just like, well, my dad's retired. Time to steal his mustache.
he had one guy on Photoshop and had like a half an hour to finish all these portraits.
Mm-hmm.
Give him a break.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like this one as an intro as well, just because, like, does a good job to show that Buzz is a flawed hero compared to, like, what Disney would want him to be.
He is a big goofball, and a very proud goofball.
And also just, like, very easy to convince that, like, yes, you're definitely in the future. This is not a trick at all.
Mm,
But with a Hamsteak.
might as well happen.
I mean, I guess if you're going to like convince anybody, just throw in some advertising out of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. Zurg knows what's up.
It is very Truman Show. Just like, yeah, product placement.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how good this one was. I hadn't watched it in a while because it just wasn't like a go-to for me. But just coming back to it, it's like, oh yeah, this is a lot better than I thought.
I also want to say I think that like Trevo, who is the curator, for the fact that he is like a fake character Zurg has made, I do think he's very fun because he's just this clearly like upper middle-aged man who has very excited for Buzz. Like at some point Buzz like, you know, does like the friendly like bump on the arm and he's like, wow, Buzz Lightyear punched me in the arm. And that is perfect. That would feed Buzz's ego so much. But also like I just think he's kind of funny. Corey Burton, by the way, like did a ton of stuff. The modern voice of Ludwig von Drake.
Oh, nice.
It's very funny considering he was also a hornet in disguise.
Oh yeah,
But also like a weird fucked up looking hornet too. Not like a regular one. I feel like these ones were like designed differently because they could talk.
yeah.
And also think and stuff. Technically, because they had to like, you know, reply appropriately to whatever Buzz was saying.
And program personalities.
Which is not something we see of any of the Hornets outside of this. But also, I really wanted it to just be a random guy that Zurg pulled in to, like, act all of a sudden. And just, like, have to be like, I was paid to do this, I'm sorry, man.
You know,
Zurg's not paying union rates.
just found a guy off of Craigslist. That does make me think, with all the different like Hornet designs and you know, Buzz's ship that has like a little shuttle attached and everything, and Zurg's ship as well.
The Dreadnought.
The Dreadnought. Oh, is that what it's called?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that rips. I wonder how much of this episode was shown to try and like see if the marketing team would make more like action figures and stuff of the ships and like the different like Hornet designs as well.
That would have been really cool.
No idea. I know that, like, they made very few toys, and what they did make were mostly XRs and Buzzes.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm genuinely surprised they didn't try and make either like Zurg's ship or like Buzz's ship, because I feel like that would be a very easy like toy to sell to kids.
Technically, one of the McDonald's toys was, when you combine them together, they made Buzz's ship.
Oh, hell yeah.
Anyway, this is just kind of a pretty solid episode. None of it's like, there's nothing really crazy to talk about. Nobody's chewing on the scenery a lot except for Zurg. And I love the laser eyes. I don't think we see those again. Or before that.
Huh. Alright, yeah, no.
like we see the cannon, we see the flying around, we see the, you know, karate, but like, I don't know about the laser eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's like you're saying, it's one of those things where they like, after this episode, they kind of tightened up everybody's characterization and everything, so.
Mm-hmm.
I do like I don't know, it just kind of seems to be the thing to like give XR the jokes that kids might not necessarily understand, even if they're not, you know, not safe for work, which is when he starts complaining about the magnets and he's like, okay, this is moving from chiropractic adjustment to dislocation. And he just, I'm like, that's a lot of big words for the 6-year-olds on the stand.
They have Commander Nebula do a lot of, like, close to swearing, but not quite swearing, just in these early episodes.
Oh, yeah.
Well, if you can get away with it.
Yeah?
I mean, he's the kind of guy who you would expect that from, so.
Yeah, peas and rice, cheese and crackers, those kinds of swears.
No, I mean, like, he says something about the refuse hatch.
Oh.
He says a line about, like, kick us in the refuse hatch or something, like.
Oh, something like that.
Something
Sure.
that like would have sounded like a swear if you didn't, like, finish the sentence.
Oh, yeah, like he's, like, I think in Gravitina is he keeps saying asteroid.
Yeah. I like that those kids are so intimidating when they start asking the questions. And Buzz is just like, this is very complex for, second graders. And it's just like, well, they're gifted students. And he's just like, okay. And then just, like, starts telling them every single, like, exact detail.
He just believes it when these children start speaking in monotone voices and asking for details on the staffing and security shifts on Star Command.
It's just like, why would it, under any circumstance, I don't care if it's 1,000 years in the future, why would you tell them, like, every specific detail? Like,
Write a memoir, Buzz.
He'll get to that when he learns how to write.
he knows how to erase letters.
He wrote all those rules.
Oh yeah, he does introduce the episode saying that, like, to establish that he is a rule setter rather than a rule breaker. They're like, but Buzz, it's against regulation to do slingshot maneuvers, and he's just like, I know, I wrote that regulation, and then, like, leaves.
Yeah, and then he goes, I don't know why when I saw that, I legitimately thought Mira was about to say that, it's against regulation to do suicide missions.
Oh.
Because that's what he was doing.
Fair.
I know she wasn't going to say that, but...
Wouldn't be the craziest thing that anybody said so far.
Fair.
I'm trying to think, like, I feel like if anyone says the word suicide at all in the series, it would have been XR.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'll have to keep an eye out.
Suicide Watch?
No!
Oh, no.
Uh,
Any final thoughts, anything?
Next episode is Strange Invasion. All I remember is that there's Becky and Pickles.
we love Becky and Pickles. They're like the best. I love Becky.
You're gonna love Pickles when you meet Pickles.
I am suddenly back in the cave.
I guess with that, we have our little sign-off.
Oh, yeah. All space cops are bastards.
A scab.
Bye.
Bye. You can find Toby at Toby Langley on Blue Sky. You can find me, Victor, at Python Melon on Blue Sky. Don't find Alexander, but email us at mercurymelonyt@gmail.com. You can support the show on ko-fi.com/mercurymelon. Thank you for listening to To Infinity and Rewind. Brought to you by Bobo's, home of the Hamsteak.